SANDF or Maeshibe coffee?
Next question.
I need an answer.
SANDF is bigger, has bigger budget, can reach bigger communities deep in the villages and everywhere else. Maeshibe Coffee does not have enough budget. I'll take SANDF.
Being employed or running your business?
Running my business.
Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Okay. It's exactly 15 minutes after the hour 6. It's Alumni Talk at Twana FM 93.6. My name is Alumni Davids, by the way. Find us on social media. We are Twana FM across all social media platforms. And Alumni Davids across all social media platforms. 0123824936. That's the number to dial or to text on WhatsApp should you wish to interact with our guest tonight, or should you wish to say something about this particular platform or this particular station, bringing you guests who are going to empower you, guests who are going to tell you real life stories and impact you, telling you stories about commitment, leadership, talking about dedication, talking about real impact into the world of work. This is where you get it. It's Alumni Talk. Right now, do we continue from leadership, or we can move to something else right now where we're done talking about leadership?
There are a lot of issues in Tlawulo. I think we should move on.
What inspired you? Let's move to your career now.
Okay.
What inspired you to join the South African Defence Forum?
I joined the South African National Defence Force in 2010.
Yeah.
Immediately after completing my junior degree. I was 21 at that point, and I've been with the organization for 15 years now. And to tell you the truth, joining the military was never part of my career plans.
Yeah.
It just so happened that I wanted to test my capabilities. I wanted to see how strong I can be. And I thought I was going to go in and out, I thought I was going to go do the training, understand this and that. 2 years was going to be enough for me, leave and go join corporate, the fancy stuff. But 15 years down the line, I am still in the organization because I do not think I can work anywhere else other than the South African
15 years
National
is a long
Defence.
time of commitment. That's really amazing.
Yes.
Yeah. How has the experience been? You wanted to test yourself, how strong you are. You've been there for 15 years.
Yes.
Have you passed the test?
I wouldn't have stayed. So for me to be in the rank that I am today, I believe I passed the test because not everyone gets to be promoted to where I am today. Of course, you need to have your post-matric qualification, but also your leadership skills
must be there.
You must be identified from a crowd of people that this is the kind of leader that we believe can lead our military. So I think I passed the test. That was the question, and I still have over 15 years to go, and I'm trying to be circumspect of what I say because I am not the spokesperson of the South African National Defence Force. I don't want to say much that I'm not supposed to be saying. We have people who are appointed to speak on behalf of the organization. But because I'm a person of service, I decided to join the Defence Force. If you love serving your people, there's a saying that you cannot lead them if you do not love them. So because I love my people, I decided I'm going to be of service to my people. And in our code of conduct, we say we pledge to defend our country and its people. So if you are a person of service, it's easy for you to defend your country and serve its people.
You know what? I don't want to, because I understand you're not going to talk much about this. It's understandable. There are people appointed for that. And because you are here, I'm going to say thank you to SANDF, right, for patrolling our streets during the terrible time of the pandemic in 2020. How was that for you?
Oh, that was a terrible time for everyone.
Essential worker.
It was an uncertain time. We were going into an uncharted territory. We have never experienced such a pandemic before, and everyone. We all didn't know what we were doing, honestly. We were trying to maintain order and stability and try to keep people in their homes. And it's not easy saying people must stay. Remember, South Africa is the most unequal state.
Yeah.
You know, for you to say people in Alexander or Soshanguve to stay at home and not go to the malls, to the shops, that's almost impossible.
True.
So there must be some sort of a structure or some sort of a way to control such an idea. So hence the South African, even though the South African Defence Force was supporting the police, we were supporting the police services to maintain order and so that the restrictions that were put out there could be followed. So we were enforcing such restrictions, and I think they did a pretty good job. What do you think?
I think the job that was done was really pretty. I mean, I remember at home they used to call me, and I was like, they are here. But people would say that, what, there's no way they're gonna reach, places like Malamlele. You get what I'm saying? They can't be everywhere.
They were there.
And they were there. And people started running because
I guess it was a traumatic experience. It took them back to the apartheid. They were thinking, the last time I saw people in uniform and in such big armored vehicles should have been before 1994. And that's quite, we have a traumatic history. We cannot take away that fact. But however, they were just doing their job, and we managed. We managed to maintain order in the country and reduce cases of COVID. And that was mainly what we were doing. We were trying to support the police service.
That's really amazing. So big up to you and the team.
Thank you.
You need to give, credit where it's due. And this show is all about that as well. We need to celebrate people, give them credit for the work that they are doing. But now to this, how do you balance, your work in the military and being an entrepreneur at the same time? Must not be easy.
It is not easy. You need to master time management.
Yeah.
I know it might sound like a cliche, but honestly, you need to account for every minute.
Yeah.
If you can't manage your time, before you know it, you have lost 12 hours while scrolling on TikTok. Right?
Yeah.
That's what we do now, isn't it?
Yeah.
So if you are dedicated to a cause, if you want to be an entrepreneur, entrepreneurship is a calling on its own.
Yeah.
And serving in the military is also a calling on its own. Serving in the institutional forum as an IF member is a calling on its own as well. So for you to manage all of these titles, you need to have a proper time management skill.
Yeah.
It's not going to be easy. You need to compromise your weekends. You need to compromise certain things, family events, this, that, and the other, but for a good cause, So if you want to achieve all of your dreams, because I don't think life is linear like that. I think people have different dreams, and people are capable of being anything and everything under the sun.
Yeah.
You can be an entrepreneur, you can be a pastor, you can be an artist, you can be everything and anything you think of.
Yeah.
But you need to know how to manage your time properly. So I think time management has helped me so much, and the discipline that I also learned from the military. The military is an organized, disciplined structure, organization. The discipline that was instilled in me through basic training and all of the courses that we attend in the military has helped me so much. Through discipline, you are able to do whatever you put your mind to. So I would say manage your time properly. Have discipline.
Yeah. Oh, that's really amazing. Right in front of me, I have a packet of something. It's called Maeshibe coffee. Right. I want you to, tell me the story behind this, coffee business.
I think the journey of entrepreneurship and myself as an entrepreneur, I started way back. And I think maybe I was not aware that it was called entrepreneurship. Back when I was a young child in my village, I was an entrepreneur. And I learned that from my mother because she is an informal entrepreneur, I would say. I was that girl. You know those girls who goes door to door
selling
tomatoes?
Things. Yeah.
Selling selling things.
I have something here. Let me sell.
I was that girl.
Yeah.
I sold everything.
Wow.
My mom would make me sell stuff. I'd sell tomatoes door to door. I'd sell ice blocks. I'd sell fruits from my mother's garden, your peaches, guavas, pomegranates, and so forth. And she would force me to go and sell these things. Yeah. And I did not understand what she was trying to do then. I only understand now that she was trying to empower me to be financially independent. Yeah. You know, and it's important for young women and black women to be financially independent, to have some sort of income. You know, so we have gender-based violence, and some of these issues are because women are not financially independent. They are stuck in abusive relationships because the men are providing for them. Yeah. So that financial independence that my mom taught me back in the 90s when I was still a young girl in the villages, going door to door selling tomatoes, is the reason I have this Maeshibe coffee company that is running successfully and having employed so many people and still being recognized globally. Sure. I give credit to my mother, and I did not understand then, but it makes sense today. Wow.
I hope that, you know, that experience that you had, you know, being a young girl, being told, you need to go sell this, and you're going to sell it, right? Would you say that it helped you with some of the challenges that you may have faced trying to start your business as well?
It did. Somehow it did. It taught me resilience, you know. Knocking off after school when your peers are playing Diketo or whatever village games that we had back then, and you are selling tomatoes. Yeah. That teaches you resilience, you know. And when you experience challenges in your company today, you tap back into how you resolved such issues back then, and you are able to now implement those things. And also trying to manage finances. Yeah. I was selling tomatoes. I think a pack of tomatoes was R1 back in the day, and you'll find 6 tomatoes wrapped in a plastic, in a transparent plastic bag, whatever. Yeah. You need, when you get home, you need to account for every money, every cent. You need to get home and say, Mom, this is how much I made today, and put money on the table so that she can see that indeed you sold 10 packs of tomatoes, and this is how much you made, and this is your share. Remember, I must get my share from that man, and she must also get her share. She's the CEO and founder of that company. So that taught me financial management in a way. Now I can account for every cent, which is what I'm implementing today in my company. I understand where every cent goes, and my accountant cannot cheat me now. I know where every money is, every cent went. So really, it did help me.
Yeah, no, that's really amazing. It's exactly 27 minutes after the hour 6. You're still tuning into Alumni Talk at SANDF 93.6. My name is Alumni David. It's exactly 28 minutes after the hour 6. It's Alumni Talk at SANDF 93.6. My name is Alumni David. You can join the conversation via WhatsApp, or you can give us a call. It's 012-382-4936. And my guest, just in case you just tuned in right now, it's a very special one. We're talking about someone in big leadership positions, someone who is a successful entrepreneur. I'm talking about the one and only Eunice Maeshibe Marema. From Limpopo, by the way, from the villages, just in case you feel like, you know what, I'm from a village, I'm not going to make it. You know, this entrepreneur lifestyle, this leadership roles are for people who went to private school. It's for people who grew up in the townships, in the cities as well. You know what, we've met people who were born in the townships. We've met people who were born in the cities as well. Being born there doesn't guarantee you a leadership position, doesn't guarantee you success. It's hard work, it's dedication, it's the resilience, it's the commitment that gives you the success that you need. And that's why we are telling these stories on Alumni Talk, because it's real life stories. We're not just having motivational speakers to come and tell you that, you know what, no matter what, you can just talk to the sea and then the sea is open or something like that. You know what motivational speakers talk about. This is all about real life stories. And that's why we are here each and every Thursday to talk about this kind of stories, to inspire you, empower you, and motivate you in real life stories. You know, let's talk about, the business itself. What makes Maeshibe Coffee stands out?
I think that we are seeing a lot of coffee businesses mushrooming lately, and you need to stand out if you need people to buy from you, indeed. Yeah. So what we do at Maeshibe Coffee is that we have partnered with coffee farmers from across Africa. from Uganda, from Kenya, from Ethiopia. So what they do is they would send us green beans.
Yeah.
Those are coffee sherries. And we roast them according to our client specifications. So some clients would prefer dark roast, and some would prefer a medium roast. I'm speaking to coffee snobs now. If you're not a coffee connoisseur,
you won't understand.
Connoisseur, excuse me, you would not understand what I'm speaking about.
Yeah.
So we supply B2B, which is business to business.
Okay.
We provide B2C, which is business to client.
Okay.
So our client will say, please send us coffee beans, medium roast, this kind of blend. So when we speak of blends, that will be like maybe two countries.
Yeah.
That will be Uganda and Kenya, because the altitudes are different.
Yeah.
So when you roast two countries, when you make now one or single blend.
Yeah.
And then you cater to your client. Clients are different palates, different taste buds, and so everyone is unique. So what we do is we cater and listen to what our clients are requesting.
Yeah.
So partnering with farmers from Africa is what stands out to us.
Yeah.
We have farmers in South Africa, but coffee farmers not yet accessible, as much as I would prefer.
Yeah.
So Ethiopia, Kenya, Uganda, the markets are accessible.
Yeah.
And we have female coffee farmers in those countries.
Okay.
And as a feminist and a person who believes in women empowerment, I know these days, tagging yourself as a feminist can be quite, you get side eyes. And but I'm a staunch one. I can't run away from it. So
amazing.
Most farmers in Africa, most coffee farmers particularly, are women. So partnering with them helps in empowering them as well, because they get a share of what the money that we're purchasing, we're using to purchase.
Yeah.
So that's what we are doing.
Yeah.
And we are also we have a deaf community, a deaf school that we work with.
Wow.
But not on a day-to-day basis. When we have activations and when we need them, and we use them for barista as our baristas, so we are able to learn sign language as you enjoy our fresh cup of coffee, which is what we love doing at Maeshibe Coffee.
No, that's really amazing. And what are some of the future plans for the business?
To expand, of course, to have more products, like your cold beverage, and to also access big markets, like your big retails, your Pick and Pays, your Spar, it's not easy. I think your departments and your small business departments need to really look deep into ensuring that small startups are able to access big markets, because we've been trying to tap into that space. It's been quite difficult. The market is closed up, especially the coffee market, and they're a big retail space. So the plan is to eventually and one day be able to get access to big retail. And increase obviously our product line. I went to the the website, right? There's some writings as well there, beautiful writings. And as part of the plans, forgive me, by the way, forgive me. You've mentioned so many things that you do, like including, the partnerships that you have, with the deaf community as well. And, it makes me, I'm always looking out for people, and I'm always looking out for, writers as well, communications officers as well. And I'm sitting here, I'm like, wouldn't you want, some of maybe the recent graduates or a third-year student to do writing about all these outreaches that you have, writing about the new products, everything that you're doing with the business. Are you pitching, Nhlawulo?
I am pitching. You know what, a day where they say I've changed someone's life through connection and I don't expect any return from it, trust me, I've done my job in this country.
You need to patent that idea so that you own it. So tomorrow when I have those students and you don't take me to the courts and say, I pitched this idea and now she's running with it. Because I think it's a beautiful idea.
Yeah.
First and foremost, I need to acknowledge that.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful idea. You are from the alumni relations,
yes.
I confirm.
Yeah.
So you are able to give me students who can write.
Thank you.
So I'm looking forward to partnering with you in your office in terms of giving me second year, third year students who are able to write properly, who are able to tell stories. And I don't mind giving them a platform.
No, that would be amazing. You know what? I've done everything now. I think we can even knock off and, the show is done. Through your business, through your entrepreneurial skills, running this successful business, you were also named as part of the Mail and Guardian Young South Africans as well for entrepreneurship in that category. And how was it, to be recognized? I've had this conversation with people who were named before. Last day I had 2 people that I spoke to, and then they were named. Some of them, they are doing something for the university as well, getting bursaries for the universities in their faculty. I think this was in the side of the faculty of science as well, and then in management sciences, where you come from as well. Somebody got that particular, honor. And then here you are as well. You had that particular honor. How does it feel, and how was it like receiving it?
Sure, it feels unreal, honestly.
I
am a 2024 cohort of the Mail and Guardian Young South African recipient, and we have big names under that category. We have your Trevor Noahs, your Bonang Matebas, your big names, and to be part of such names, those big names is something very big for me as a young person from my humble beginnings. And I did not expect that. The thing is, you do not know what to expect with these awards. Anything can go wrong because there's a lot of entries. First and foremost, someone somewhere needs to nominate you. You don't even know about it. You just get an email that you've been nominated.
You've been nominated.
You don't even know who nominated you.
Why?
You don't even know why even and what they saw in you. And I think we had over 6,000 entries last year, and they only took 200 from and in different categories. And under entrepreneurship, I think we were 6 or less. And we had big names. We had people who were breaking boundaries, running corporations, who were nominated with me under the category of entrepreneurship. And I'm honored that someone saw me fit and someone checked, because there must be evidence of the things that you did. There must be statements they will request bank statements to see how much you are making in your transactions and how your cash flows. So it's an intense process. They need to see the projects, the social projects, impact projects that you have done. They need to go and check your establishment, if it exists and if it is compliant. So it is a rigorous process. And for you to make it out alive is a blessing. And to be amongst the 200 out of 6,000 entries is a blessing.
And right now I kind of feel, not that I do feel, I'd admit that I messed up. Sometimes it's good to tell the truth, that I messed up. And you talking about 2024, this was the year you received it. And for some reason, there was a communique that went out and it didn't have your name.
I saw it. But it didn't matter. I mean, I understand these things, you can't keep up with everything. I make mistakes too. And it didn't really bother me, to be honest. But we are here now.
So you were named with Paulina Ngubeni from Management Sciences as well. And then the other candidate, is Dimpotkaba. He's into farming, by the way.
Yeah,
but he's a beekeeper, in fact. Oh, yes.
Beautiful. They make honey.
Yes, he makes honey. He's from the Faculty of Science. He's a lecturer there, and he's someone who, goes around trying to also get bursaries for the Faculty of Science students as well. So that person is really doing some amazing work as well. So, and then there's you as well as an entrepreneur. That's really
more reason to join the Tshwane University of Technology.
Yeah.
So if you're sitting at home and you're thinking where to go next, you need to come here.
Yeah.
You need to come and study here.
And what's the funny thing? When Mail and Guardian sends us these things, and then we do nominations, we think that it ends there, right? This is us. This is our candidate, and we think that's where it ends. I didn't know that they're gonna ask for this, that, and that, and that.
No, you are sitting at home and you receive an email introducing themselves. We are the Mail and Guardian. We are responsible for 1, 2, 3, 4. This is what we require from you. You need to submit all of these documents, and you're like, oh, wait a minute, what is this? Why are you fiddling in my business?
Yeah.
But they explain why they need that, because we have a lot of scammers.
True.
So they need to make sure that the right people are nominated or are celebrated in the community.
Not only did you receive the Mail and Guardian honor, you were also honored as an icon of African economic advancement 40 under 40 CEOs award.
That's a media group in West Africa.
Okay.
We had another media group in France that also reached out and wrote articles about us. And also that was 2024, the one we were speaking of, the 40 and the 40 CEO, icon of Africa's economic advancement. We were also approached by the media group in West Africa that profiled us with other CEOs in Africa. So they go to all African countries and identify CEOs who are breaking barriers, profile them, almost same process with the Mail and Guardian, and you are awarded as the icon under whatever category that you're nominated under.
Yeah.
So that was another big achievement for us. One of the many achievements that the recognition that we got internationally. And of course, we remain grateful and
undefeated
humble.
You could say that 2024 was a very successful year.
Yeah. It was 2024 was a good year for us as a company, not only as a company, but also personally, I believe it was a good year for me. I completed my master's degree in governance. So I think we did well in 2024. And since we launched, by the way, in 2019.
Okay.
In 2019, on the 17th of August, on my birthday, when I was turning 30, I also launched this product. And the following year, we went into lockdown.
Yeah, that was
terrible. That was horrific for every entrepreneur, especially startups like myself. But we survived COVID. We quickly needed to change our strategies and go into online marketing, e-commerce services, and start doing YouTube videos and start being active online, showing people our product and how to brew coffees from home, because everyone was at home, working from home, able to brew their own coffee from their own kitchen. So we had to make tutorials on how to make a good cup of coffee from the comfort of your home. So we quickly needed to change our strategies to accommodate the new virtual
way of working,
way of life. So and that has been the case, and that has been the trend since 2020, and we're still surviving until today.
No, that's really amazing. It's exactly 16 minutes before the hour 7. We'll be hearing from Port soon. They'll be telling us what's going on Port tonight, and then after that we'll be trying to wrap up this conversation. There's still a couple of things that we can touch on, so don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. We'll get to it right about now. It's exactly 15 minutes before the hour 7. It's Alumni Talk at SANDF 93.6. My name is Lalo V. Dive. It's in conversation with the CEO and founder of Maeshibe Coffee, award-winning CEO, by the way, award-winning entrepreneur, recognized also in Africa, not in South Africa alone. But right now, before we go back to her, we need to hear from Prode, the one and only. I actually like that.
That's cracking.
Yeah, I should be asking you that question right now because Pod is coming up after this particular show between the hours of 7 until 10. What's going on there tonight?
Oh, it's an amazing night tonight. We have Gangsta, one of the artists that took Pod by storm the previous year with the song Kicks. We're having a conversation with him.
All right.
We're giving away tickets to his birthday.
Wow.
That's coming up this Saturday.
Okay.
And then at the very end, we have DJ Yamang doing a live mix in studio. So I'm looking forward to that.
Another live mix in studio.
Yeah, that's what
2 weeks in a row.
That's what we do. 2025, we live.
I saw you guys enjoying yourselves last week. And I was like, do I choose watching online or do I listen to you? What do I do?
We were having too much fun, weren't we?
You were having too much fun. Yeah.
Hey, plus what Tonya? Maeshibe coffee. Let's have a cup.
You know what? That conversation will happen right after Alumni Talk. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Do catch Pod between the hours of 7 and 10 tonight, right after Alumni Talk. So do not miss that. Right now, let's continue this conversation with our guest of honor, of course. I wanted to ask you about what the recognitions, such as the Mail and Guardian one, and also the iconic African Economic Advancement Award means to you. What does it mean to you?
For us at Maeshibe Coffee, it means more opportunities.
Yeah.
Because that opens up more opportunities, and we are approached by different companies, big companies that want to work with us, because they can see that we are being recognized globally and we are legit. So that means more opportunities for us, and that means more credibility for our company.
Yeah.
And for us also as the staff of Maeshibe Coffee, that means we need to forge forward doing what we're doing. It's also a pat on the shoulder that we're doing a good job, so that is we are being empowered through these achievements and how we're being honored. But most importantly, the opportunities that comes after being recognized, because you are now part of a database where companies can access you through that database and offer different local and international opportunities. So that works for us. That brings more customers, that brings more clients, and that is more business for us.
Yeah, no, that's really amazing. There's also a message plus a question on WhatsApp coming through from Neo Mukwatle. It says, every Thursday at Alumni Talk, every Thursday makes me feel like I need to do more. The show gives me true inspiration. The background here, as Eunice, shows me that there is no excuse. Regardless of where I come from, I need to get up and work hard. She is evidence that it is possible. First and foremost, as Eunice, thank you for your service, and not just what you do for our country, but also saving our neighboring countries like the DRC. Quick question, as Eunice, how was it making it to high ranks in a male-dominated environment? And also, is that still a challenge where men do not respect you from first glance because you are a woman? And if so, how do you deal with it?
Sure. The last question, also from the first question, thank you very much from the guy.
It's Neo Mukwatle, it's a lady. Yes.
Is it a lady?
Yes.
Also Neo, thank you very much for that comment. It's a beautiful one. And the second comment is from
it's the same person.
It's the same
yes,
person.
Two questions from one person.
Two questions from Osneo.
Yeah.
Sure. The second question is quite emotional, because to think that in 2025 we still need to talk about gender parity in workspaces and opportunities, leveling the playing ground is quite sad.
Yeah.
We've come too far in our democracy to still fight for positions as women, as black women in leadership, particularly in male-dominated environments like where I come from. I had to go through all the ranks. I had to prove myself and my competence. I had to be seen. I had to work 10 times more than my male counterparts. it's still a struggle.
Yeah.
You still need to prove yourself. You still need to show competence. You still need to balance your emotions, because we are often labeled as emotional beings. Even when you're not being emotional, you're just trying to raise and make your point across. You are tagged as being emotional. You still need to go through such stereotypes. And it is sad, because we are trying to push girl children to understand that they are capable as much as their male counterpart. They are equally capable of attaining or getting all these positions, you know. So I really I feel sad that there's still disparities in terms of gender in work environments.
No, thank you so much for that. You know, let's talk about your role as a, you know, staunch feminist, right? What does it mean to you?
It means humanity. Feminism for me means humanity. You know, it does not mean disempowering men. It does not mean taking over, if there's anything like that. It only means equal opportunities for all of us as men and women, working together, being allies, and working together for the cause that we are working for. And it means leveling the playing ground, you know, so that we can equally be awarded what we equally worked for. Equal pay for equal work. That's what feminism means to me. It means seeing each other as human, you know, and recognizing each other as human, and not this seeing the other as superior and the other as inferior, but making sure that the playing field is leveled, and we see each other as equals in the society, because we can equally contribute in the society.
You know, just quickly, we're running out of time, unfortunately. How do you give back to your community? I'm talking about the community of TUT and your community of Zebediela as well. How do you give back?
I'm involved in quite a few projects back in my village and back in other villages, not only my village. We give back school uniform to disadvantaged primary schools. Particularly, we have been focusing on primary schools. We've been able to give school shoes. We came together as different with CEOs from different companies, and we managed to raise enough school uniform for people, for students. We also, last 2023, 2024, we're involved in skills development program for young entrepreneurs. We gave them vouchers, a huge amount of money to start. They would pitch their business ideas. Students from different high schools in the Nkumpilipele district. So they would pitch ideas. I partnered with Aus ladies and FNB. So they would pitch their business ideas, and then would the first and second and third prize winners would get money to go and execute the idea. And that is how we've been contributing and giving back to the community. And through the job that I do at the Tshwane University of Technology, remember the institutions of higher learning, particularly in places like Soshanguve, Giyani, Malahleni, in disadvantaged backgrounds. The universities are not only there to confer degrees and diplomas, they're also there to empower those communities by giving them prioritizing them in terms of employment and skills development of any sort. So universities are not only there as institutions of conferring certificates, they're also empowering communities. Hence, it is a priority, and hence you see the Tshwane University of Technology opening a new campus in Giyani. You would not have had such a thing back in a day where you have a university in your village. You know, we have previously owned white and African universities in the cities and all of that. But now the universities are going to the people. They're saying to the people, we are available, we are accessible for you. So that is some sort of empowerment. And that's what we do, because we are responsible for transformation. The IF in particular is responsible for transformation of the university. And we transform the university in various ways and forms through renaming old buildings and giving them names that honor our icons. is transformation on its own. Changing the regalia, the graduation gowns that you saw. I think you saw in this graduation season that there's a different regalia now that the council members and the procession wear. That is a form of transformation. If you checked closely the regalia, you would see something that you are familiar with, colors and patterns that represent Africa. Did you see leopard prints?
I've seen that. I've seen.
What does that mean?
The one that the chancellor was wearing mostly. Yes.
What does that say to you as Mhlawulo, who's from Africa and who's from a village in Limpopo? You can relate to those prints, and they have a meaning and a message to it. That is a part of a transformation. Also going out to businesses and partnering with them. I think I spoke to you before we started the show outside that we are bringing Bridgestone to the university to so that they can prioritize our graduates in their graduates program. So we go out as members of the convocation who are appointed by the convocants to seek opportunities for our graduates, which is what we're doing. We have done a lot. We are still continuing, and we will carry on bringing more businesses to prioritize our graduates in their graduates program.
No, that's amazing. There's still a lot of things that I wanted to talk to you about, but we're running out of time. That will be a conversation offline. For those who want to catch it, maybe we'll write an article about it. But let's play a game quickly. Right? This one is called This or That. It's a quick one. I think we have a minute. We need to play 2 games within the space of a minute. I'm just going to give you 2 options. You choose one.
Okay.
So we're playing This or That. SANDF or Maeshibe coffee.
Next question.
I need an answer.
SANDF is bigger, has bigger budget, can reach bigger communities deep in the villages and everywhere else. Maeshibe Coffee does not have enough budget. I'll take SANDF.
Being employed or running your business?
Running my business.
Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Okay, quickly, let's play How Well Do You Know Your Alma Mater? What is the name of the office that represents graduates after their graduation?
The Alumni office. Okay. Relations.
Who's the current TUT chancellor?
The chancellor, Mr. Malulek.
No.
Oh, who's the guy?
That's the vice chancellor.
The vice chancellor.
The chancellor is Dr. Gloria.
Oh.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. But